I was a Mormon trad wife. So reading that article was really heartbreaking. I understand the indoctrination that both Hannah and Daniel have experienced to get them to the point of where they are. One of the things that is the most heartbreaking, right, is Hannah had these dreams and goals and ambitions to be a ballerina. And it wasn't just this, like, she was at Juilliard. She was on the pathway to reach her dreams. But, you know, the article says they met at a basketball game and he wanted to date her. And he's like, sign me up. And like, sign you up for what? This woman isn't interested in you. She's a human being. Her opinion matters, right? But that's not the culture. And patriarchy reinforces this idea, right? And so he manipulates his way into her life. He buys a seat on his daddy's airplane when she's trying to get away from Utah to go to New York City to pursue her dreams. And he like grabs onto her coattails.
All right, I'm going to call bullshit here, and not on this creator, but on Ballerina Farm Hannah. It's been about a year since the Times dropped the article about poor Hannah Nealman being like trapped inside her house, and we all watched the egg apron video, and we all collectively lost our minds and went bonkers. And everybody talked about poor Hannah and how she'd been forced to marry Daniel so young and so quick, and she gave up her dream of being a ballerina. And the reason that any of us had that reaction to the article was that we have all been fooled by one of the greatest scam artists, I think, of social media. Hannah Nealman is fake AF, and she has everybody fooled. She's currently one of the most privileged princesses on the face of planet Earth, and she has us all fooled by camera angles and organic aprons. Poor Hannah, she was chased down by a guy who grew up in like an 80,000 square foot mansion who is rich AF. Poor Hannah. He booked a ticket on his daddy's airline. Poor Hannah. And then he proposed to her really quick, and they had this like $1 million wedding, and she had to give up ballet because she decided to get pregnant. That was on her. There are real women around the world who are being harmed by men. There are real women who are having their lives destroyed. Hannah Nealman is absolutely not one of them. I live in this teeny weeny little, I don't know, what are we at, 700 square foot apartment here that I had to move into after my Mormon trad wife life collapsed because I didn't marry Daddy Nealman's son. I just married a regular old dude. And when we divorced, I was left with absolutely nothing, which is what 99.99999% of former trad wives experience when they divorce, except for the rich princesses like Hannah. Anyway, my across the courtyard neighbor here in my teeny little apartment complex is a ballerina. She is the head ballerina for our local city. And I mean, she lives in a teeny little apartment. I don't want to give too many details about my adorable little neighbor. She's absolutely gorgeous. She's an incredible ballerina. She's so talented. She was not going to become a billionaire as a ballerina, and neither was Hannah. She drives a mid-priced car and lives in a tiny one-bedroom studio apartment. And she recently tore something, I don't know, her Achilles, and so now she's flying to New York to have her foot operated on. And she's not going to be dancing ballet anymore. She's going to be spending a considerable amount of money getting that little injury fixed, which is the life of a lot of ballerinas. So none of us should be saying poor Hannah. None of us ever should have been. The egg apron was a joke. That was a lie. That was an absolute scam. She had already been to Greece multiple times. After the egg apron video, after the article dropped, she actually did her own videos about how that when me and Daniel were in Greece, we ate this like pita bread and it was so amazing. Here's the recipe from something that I ate on our Greek cruise. Oh my God, she has us all fooled by, again, the organic aprons, the camera angles, the little mason jars, the kids that run around dirty with like mismatched socks. It's an act. It's a scam. It is her way of becoming not just lowercase p privileged, but capital P privileged with exclamation points on the end. They are on their way to becoming billionaires. And we all have to stop supporting these people. Stop watching their videos. Stop joining their Mormon church. Stop feeding into them. It's funny how many people on social media are whining about the economy when we're the ones that are spending the money. It's not the government. It's not the politicians. It's not the celebrities that are doing that to us. It's us. Stop watching their movies. Stop ordering off of their website. Stop voting for them. We did this to ourselves. Don't buy stuff from Jeff Bezos's big old stupid website and then complain because your little mom and pop shop business selling shoes went out of business because you're not on Amazon and nobody wants your shit. Back to Ballerina Farm. Can we just talk about camera angles for just a little minute here? Because Hannah and Daniel and their whole entire giant family are over in Ireland going to this rich ass, super expensive culinary school. I guess so that they can launch their creamery. I don't even know if this is just an exercise in self actualization or why they're there. I am friends with people who work with them and people who live in their neighborhood and stuff over in Camas. Just around the corner from them is one of my good friends, and I vacation 10 minutes away. So I have a lot of insider contacts that have talked to me about what they think is the reason why they're over there, but it's kind of vague. It's so they can open the creamery, and I guess just to make their social media so much better. I think that Hannah wants to do cookbooks and things like that. So this is all part of her becoming the next generation of Martha Stewart. Anyway, since the Neilmans went to Ireland, we've seen Hannah kind of morph into this little princess, and she's showing pictures of herself instead of her little farm clothes that she wears, which is not her real clothes. Those are outfits, those are costumes for camera. That's not what she actually wears at all. I talk to people who sell her clothing, who own stores, who do some of her wardrobe. And I have seen Hannah Neilman in real life, and she wasn't dressed like that. That's not what she wears. That's what she wears on camera to fool you guys. Anyway, she is looking a little bit more bougie, but she's still kind of careful with the camera angles because she doesn't want to turn it into too much of a princess. She doesn't want the backlash and the hate. It's not probably a good time to step into full Marie Antoinette era. So she posts a video of herself in England, and she shows the windows of their Airbnb, and oh, look how cute. It has a little Aga stove, but she never shows us the exterior because that's not her brand. Her brand is humble pie, which people fall for. People comment all the time that they're so humble, they're so down to earth. They are not. They're billionaires. David Neilman is the Steve Jobs of the airline industry. Daniel Neilman had a net worth of $6 million before they ever started Ballerina Farm. He has grown that exponentially. They are rich, rich. Meanwhile, her mom, Sherry, is over there with her too, and she posts all over social media. But she likes to look rich. So she posts a different angle of the same exact Airbnb. And it's this manor house. This is expensive AF. And they're renting this for the weekend in England on top of their house that they're renting in Ireland and all of the money that they're spending and all the clothes they're buying and the culinary school and paying all the people to run their farm back home. These are rich ass, rich people. And right now today, somebody is ordering her little chocolate croissants because they want to support this cute little humble housewife. They're paying twice as much for her Vec jars just so that they can support another little fellow mom who's just trying to make money for herself. And that is not at all what she is. Daniel Neilman is the one behind Ballerina Farm. In fact, in their social media posts, they are now calling Hannah the founder of Ballerina Farm instead of just Hannah, the farmer. Because it's not just a farm, it's not just a little family homestead. This is an empire. And I'm sorry, guys, but the resource hoarders at the top are why you don't have money. They literally are. The corporatization of America is why small businesses don't have money. This weekend, I went to an actual just woodworker, and I bought the same stupid sourdough knife that Hannah buys from an actual person who made it with his bare hands. His wife just had back surgery. I put the money in their pockets. I kept it out of the billionaire's pocket. A friend of mine who makes sourdough, I said, hey, can you divide your start for you? I got my own sourdough start. I think that that's a thing that pisses me off the most about social media is that billionaires are able to slip into our feeds here and make themselves look like they aren't billionaires. And just because we see their little faces and their kids with the mismatched socks on our screens, we think this is a real life human and I'm supporting this real life human's business. But you're not. You are not. You are supporting the richest rich people in America. And 10% of the Neilman's money is going directly to the Mormon church that now, according to an article just last week, owns $297 billion with a B dollars worth of farmland on top of all of their other money and assets. If we do not topple the resource hoarders, we will not survive economically, period. It's your choice. By the way, last scammy thing that Hannah does, the last time I checked her website, it still says that she homeschools her brood of kids when she does not. She has a school teacher. She now has multiple school teachers. But my God, do the MAGA girls resonate with that homeschool bullshit? Love to hear your thoughts in the comments.